Hello, welcome to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. In this video series, I'm going to show you steps I took on how to start a homestead on a budget. So let's get started. Step one is find some land. Now, oftentimes you won't be able to find your dream property, but if you're living on a tight budget, just go out and find out what you can afford within your budget and the best value. One of the tips I'm going to offer you today is check with your local jurisdictions, like your cities or your counties, and see if they have any properties that they've acquired through like land seizures, failure to pay tax seizures, things like that. I know once a year our county has a auction. It's called Police Surplus Properties Auctions that they have once a year. And you can go down and bid on the properties. They offer the list. Check with your property manager for your county or your city, and they will be happy to help you in offering the information on that tax sale. With my instance, I found the property by accident because I've been driving by it. I lived a mile down the road at Acorn Acres, and when I was driving by it, I noticed the driveway was grown over with weeds, so I thought in the back of my mind, abandoned. I'd known the guy that lived here before, so I'd wondered what happened to him. I noticed, looking through the trees, I could see what was left of a house. There used to be a single-wide mobile home here, and apparently it had been demolished. Now the story was, when I found the land, I Googled it, because there was no mailbox on the road, there was no address sign posted, so I didn't know the address. So to find an address, you go to Google Maps, you put your cursor in the middle of the map of the land, the property you want to buy, and you right-click it, and you ask what's here, and it'll give you an address. So I punched in that address in Google search, and it came up with a list of wherever the address appeared. One of the things on the list was a gentleman's obituary. I didn't know he had passed away. So with that said, apparently, since he passed away and nobody was living to pay the taxes on it, well, the county came in and seized it 4 years later and offered it up for sale at auction. Well, that was another item that was on the list, was the sheriff's auction list, and that's how I discovered land auctions through the county. Now, most jurisdictions do not sell the property at taxes owed. They sell it for a percentage of the value of the property. So there's a deal right there. So I looked at the terms. It was online, and downloaded the financial statement in a PDF file, filled it out, and since I didn't have any money in my bank account, here's a tip. Our county, if the property, now there's some properties on the list for $400. Now if the property sells for under $10,000, they demand that you cash out, you pay cash for it up front. If it's over $10,000, then the county has a program where you can pay 10% down, and they carry the note for 20 years. And that's the option I took, because this property that I wanted, it was 5.1 acres, and it come with a well, septic, power, phone. Everything was in. Has a 40-gallon-a-minute well. Destroyed structure on it. There was, as you can see in these photos, the place was a mess. It was a disaster. A couple abandoned cars, and a stripped-out RV as well. So I went ahead, and I didn't have any money for the down, so I went down and got one of those title loans for my car, and got just enough money to be able to make the down payment. And then I was able to pay that loan off really fast, and now we're just paying on the mortgage on the property. Now, buying property from the county, we didn't have to pay any escrow fees, closing costs, points to pay, finance charges. We didn't have any of that. It was just a straight 10% down payment and an additional $53 filing fee to file the documents with the county recorder's office. So as far as buying property, there's creative ways to find it. With me being on a tight budget and not having the money to be initially step forward and pay like 10-20% down to get on property, this is how I creatively figured out how to buy property. So that's how we bought Pine Meadows Hobby Farm, and that's step one. That's step one in acquiring property for your setting up your own little homestead. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen, here at Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I want to wish you good luck in finding a suitable property that you want to live on, and also explore different options that are out there that you can purchase your own property. I want to thank you for coming. Please subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos. Thank you for coming.